What's up, everybody? So, I just recently got an aftermarket head unit put in. Let you guys look at it. Nothing too special, it doesn't have a huge screen, but it's what's in the inside that counts, right? It's a Sony Axv-Ax7000. All right, has 100 watt by 4 max output, and it has a built-in amplifier. I'll elaborate on that in a second. So, yeah. So first of all, my factory head unit, when I bought this car, I had the factory navigation head unit for the 2006 Charger, and the screen was black. So, I didn't make a big deal out of it when I bought the car. I knew what I was getting. I knew what was up. And so I knew I was gonna have to buy an aftermarket head unit. So I did as much research as I could, man. Try to find the best one. I looked at a whole lot of videos online, on YouTube. Um, this one YouTube channel, Quality Mobile Audio. If you have any question about aftermarket head units, you need to look them up. They review every head unit that comes out. Like they do a really good job. And so basically this one comes with CarPlay and Android Auto. I know a lot of people, for some reason, the USB connection for CarPlay and Android Auto is a deal breaker for them. Well, I'm here to tell you, so far my phone connects to the Android Auto wirelessly. Like I don't know about the CarPlay. I don't use iPhone. Like I don't do that. I'm Android. I use Android. And my phone connects to Android Auto in this Sony AXV7000, AX7 whatever. It connects wirelessly. I start my car, and it asks me when I first hooked up to this radio, it asked me what I want. Do I want it to start up automatically when I turn the car on, when I turn the ignition on, and yes, it automatically connects to my phone, Android Auto. I don't have to touch it anymore. I don't have to touch my phone anymore. That's it. I don't have to touch my phone. Now, when I got it installed, the guy asked me if I still wanted my steering wheel controls for the music, and I told him yeah. But for some reason, the thing that they had, the access, whatever it was, the part they needed to install for the steering wheel controls would not program to my car. They tried, and it wouldn't work. Um, but then I wish I would have just said no. I don't need it. I don't need the steering wheel controls. I got the little buttons on right here below the screen. All of that lights up when I turn the car on. I got the remote that comes with it, and it's actually very responsive. If anybody's wondering, it's very responsive. Like, you know what I'm saying? It works really good. I have my phone screen. If I want to, I can just change songs on my phone. And I have Google Assistant. All I have to do is say, "Okay, Google, take me to so and so," or "Okay, Google, play this song, play next song." That's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't need the steering wheel controls. What? Why? It's not imperative that I have the steering wheel controls. It's like, how lazy could you be? Like, oh, you just want to move your finger to change your song, and if you can't, then that's a deal breaker. No, it's stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, how lazy has our generation got that we need steering wheel controls? So I was like, I should have just said no anyway. I told my wife, I was like, I'm glad I didn't spend that extra $100. That was stupid. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the Sony AXV-AX7000. I'm not sure what you've heard. It does have wireless Android Auto. I don't know about CarPlay. Oh yeah, I said I would elaborate on the built-in amp. So Sony on the site claims that you don't need an aftermarket amp to hook up subwoofers. So apparently, if I got subs, which I probably get, If I got subs put in my trunk, I would simply have to run a wire from the subs directly to the back of this head unit, and it would power the subs. It has a built-in amp. That's the deal. That's the difference. That's the difference between this head unit and probably the one you have or the one you're thinking about getting from a different brand. It has a built-in amp, a powerful amp. It has a built-in powerful amp. That's what they claim. And you don't need to spend a few $100s on an aftermarket amp. You can hook your subs up to the, I forgot which output it was. I had just read up on it. But to the back of this head unit, and your amps will get power. I don't know how much power. I don't know if they will beat, like if you go get a 3,000 watt amp in your trunk, with it. I don't know. I'm probably still gonna get an aftermarket amp. Now, one problem I do have now, I tell you, I did a lot of research on this aftermarket head unit, and for some reason on crutchfield.com, they kept saying that this head unit isn't compatible with this car because of my factory amp. They were saying that my factory amp would not be powerful enough for this head unit. They said I would have to bypass the factory amp. I actually ordered the bypass harness. I spent $40 on a bypass harness because I was going to do that. Then I decided to get it professionally installed, and the guy at the shop was like, "Man, no, you don't need that." He said you shouldn't have any problems. He said that didn't even make sense. And I mean, on Sonic Electronics and Best Buy, both sites said that this head unit was compatible with this car. So, it was conflicting stuff, but I still wanted this head unit, so I got it. Now, if if it probably would have been in my best interest to bypass the factory amp, because the factory amp has its limits. It's 2006. This head unit is like, I think they just put this one out a couple years ago. So obviously the factory amp is outdated. You know what I'm saying? So it has its limits. So technically, I would never, with this factory amp, I would never see the potential of this aftermarket head unit. You know what I'm saying? I would never see those 100 watts while I have this factory amp. Now, that's why, obviously I plan on upgrading. I plan on upgrading my speakers, my amp, and I'm gonna get some subs put in. Then I would see, the potential of the true potential of this head unit. So, yeah, that's about it. I want to show you guys the startup time. The startup time for this head unit. Then I'll leave it off with that. I'll leave with that. I really like this head unit. Everything wireless and wireless Android Auto, all of that. It's pretty awesome. I didn't know I was getting wireless Android Auto with this head unit. They don't really mention it. You know what I'm saying? Sony doesn't even mention it that, yeah, Android Auto is wireless. They don't even let you know. You know what I'm saying? That's a big selling point. They probably should talk about it more. But here we go. That's the startup time. Look at that. What was that, like 10 seconds? And I would connect my Bluetooth. Right now I'm shooting a video, so I guess it won't connect. Oh, it did connect. It's connected. There we go. That's the startup time, guys. Like, what is that? Maybe 5 seconds startup time? And if I wasn't on video right now, Android Auto would pop up on my phone, and that's it. I was telling them, that's it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, yeah, that's the Sony Axv-Ax7000. That's kind of my review, short review. I really love it. I'm glad I spent the extra money on it. I'm glad I didn't get something cheaper. Like, people kept telling me, I kept getting advice, you get you a cheap, you don't have to spend all that money on a head unit, man. Listen, you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for, dog. For real. But all right, guys. Have a blessed day. Like, comment, subscribe. Um, I have another video coming up soon. I ordered some AMS oil for my car. I recently switched to a royal purple, and heard some things about it, like problems with Hemis and stuff like that. So I probably had it in for like less than 2 weeks, and then I was like, you know what, that type of stuff messes with me. So I said, screw it. I wanted to get AMS oil and an AMS oil filter, and I went ahead and did that, and I became a preferred customer with AMS oil. So it's supposed to ship in today. If it does, I'm gonna change my own oil, and I'll shoot a video or whatever, you know. All right, guys, have a great day.